All right, Nick. Tampa Bay Buccaneers had another retirement this season, but this one has not unretired yet, so we can talk about it a little bit. Rob Gronkowski, tight end for the Bucs, has retired. And because of this retirement, we want to go through and look at a couple of options in the tight end game for Tom Brady, because we know how Tom Brady loves to lean on the tight ends and loves a veteran tight end at that. And the Bucs are a little bit lacking in that department as of right now. So before we get into the story, though, Nick, I want to ask all of the Bucs fans, anybody out there who's cares to give us their opinion, we'd love to hear it. But do you think Gronk is actually retired for good this time? Is there a chance that he pulls a Tom, or Gronk's done it a number of times as well? Does he pull that ever so elusive retire, miss training camp, and unretire move? So let us know in the comments what's going on with that. But Nick, I think you have the details on this story.
Yeah, so the Buccaneers obviously are a little lighter at tight end with Gronk gone. You know, they drafted Cade Otton in the draft, and I think Otton's a really good prospect. I really liked him, but I think it's going to take time for him to develop in the NFL game. And look, Brady doesn't like rookies, and certainly not at this point at the end of his career. He wants to win now, obviously. You know, maybe a year or two maximum left at this point. They do have Cameron Brate, but let's be honest, the guy hasn't caught more than 36 passes in a season in 5 years since 2017. So is he a nice, like, kind of number two tight end? Yes. Is he your number one receiving tight end option? No, he's not going to get it done. And all signs are pointing to the Buccaneers adding a veteran guy. Greg Allman at The Athletic says he fully expects the Buccaneers to go after a veteran tight end. And looking at the market right now, I think there's three key guys that are jumping out as really solid potential fits for the Buccaneers. I know you've got them in front of you right now. Who's the first option?
All right, Nick. The first option, I want to know, what do you think about the possibility of Jared Cook coming to play for the Bucs?
Yeah, so Cook is obviously the oldest, most experienced guy in the market right now. I think he's got obviously a lot of experience with quality quarterbacks. Came from Justin Herbert with the Chargers, has played with Aaron Rodgers, has played with Drew Brees. I think Brady would be very comfortable with a guy like Cook. The only downside with Cook is he is now, older. He's at the end of his career. His physical tools are starting to wane a little bit. So it's a matter of, can he still play up to it and produce enough with his athletic skills starting to fall?
Yeah, obviously Jared Cook in his prime was a speedster. I was able to watch him play at the University of South Carolina for a number of years. He holds a couple records there in the passing department. But he's a great tight end. Obviously, as we said, he is aging. In my opinion, he is the best budget option for the Buccaneers. If they want to get a quality guy at the end of his career on a budget, Jared Cook is the guy that you want to look for. But Nick, our number two option for the Bucs is Kyle Rudolph. What do you think about Rudolph?
Yeah, so I really actually like Rudolph here. I think he's a good fit. So Rudolph is a guy who's, had a couple really nice years with the Minnesota Vikings last year, played for the New York Giants. Wasn't as productive, only caught 26 passes, but it's the Giants offense. They're terrible, so let's not hold that against Rudolph. Rudolph is known for having great hands. This guy dropped 0% of his passes last season. That means 0 drops, right? And Brady really wants a guy he can trust. That's one of the reasons why he loved Gronk and guys he's played with, because nothing will piss Brady off more than, running the round route, making a mental mistake, or dropping the football. And obviously Rudolph has very, very little experience doing that in terms of making mental mistakes. He didn't have any drops last year. So from that perspective, I think it's a really good fit for him to slide into Tampa and be a contributor right away.
Yeah, in my opinion, Rudolph is like old, reliable. He's the player, the option here that has the highest floor. Obviously, he doesn't have the athletic tools that Jared Cook once had in his career, or once we get a little bit into our later option, he has some athletic tools as well. But Rudolph is a very solid player. He's a great pass catcher. Like you said, he has great hands. He can be a little bit of a tool in the blocking game as well. So Rudolph is a viable option, a very safe, high floor option for the Bucs. But finally, let's get into our last option, Nick. As I said, this is a little more athletic guy. We have Eric Ebron. What do you think about Ebron coming to the Bucs?
Ebron is interesting, right? So Tom Brady throughout his career has got veteran receivers who maybe didn't live up to their potential, maybe were past their prime a little bit, who he's worked with and got a lot out of them. The most notable is obviously Antonio Brown, but he has running back Leonard Fournette now, who had obviously kind of a renaissance of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after fizzling out with the Jacksonville Jaguars there. He did it with a number of guys in New England as well. So I look at a guy like Ebron, who, like you said, is very athletic, very talented, never really quite lived up to it. but I think there's a good potential fit there that he could come in and maybe with Brady really realize his potential.
Yeah, a couple of guys, like you said, that have renaissance under Brady that I think of, like Mohamed Sanu did pretty good under Brady. Obviously, like guys like LeGarrette Blount or somebody like that come in.
Well, even Randy Moss, right? He was done, and then
So Brady's, like you said, the master of like career revivals. And Ebron, like we said, he's the athletic freak coming out of North Carolina. He was a great player, and he's always had the potential to break out. He seems like he's always ready to break out, but it just never happened for the guy. But this final go around, if the Bucs were able to pick him up, who better to give him the best chance to break out than the greatest quarterback of all time and Tom Brady, who knows how to use his players and get the most potential out of them. Another guy I think of when I think of it is like Brandon LaFell, a guy Brady got like everything out of. So I think Eric Ebron is your highest ceiling player to come to the Bucs. He has the most upside, but obviously he has a pretty low floor that he could bust out if you're not careful. But I think the Bucs are in a perfect situation to handle a guy like Ebron. So I think this is another great option for them here in the tight end position. Hey Nick, you want to get some awesome NFL merch like this? If you want the best, most high quality NFL merch that you get, go check out Ultra Game NFL. One of the NFL's top sellers on Amazon. They sell the most premium NFL merch money can buy. So if you want to check them out, where can we find them, Nick?
Yeah, exactly. Check them out in our description box below. We got all kinds of great affiliate links you can use that get you directly to Ultra Game NFL's store with all the greatest high quality merch for your team. Use these affiliate links. It's a big help to us for our channel at no extra cost to you. Check it out. Ultra Game NFL, the best gear you'll ever find.